Hello! Welcome to Fox and Friends with Zamu and Shabo. I'm Zamu. That's Shabo. Tell us
My
how.
turn to talk.
Your turn to talk.
All right, well, I'm Shavo. I don't know what should I say. I'm number 3 in Chicago right now. Probably like
Chill, that's a whole other topic.
next topic,
Go
though,
on.
I think
Yeah.
probably like I don't know, like 112 in the world or so. Yeah, I don't know.
Hell
Really
yeah.
introduce yourself first, but okay.
I'm Zamu. I'm Fox player from Champaign, as is Shabo.
Right, that also.
Yeah. So, cool. Good introduction. Seems
Yeah,
like
but
you're Shabo. I'm Zamu. I just got sponsored. Cool. Wolfpack Gaming, South Florida organization.
so are you gonna go to South Florida?
Maybe eventually. Yeah, for something.
What are they? Like, how did they get money? Like, who are they? I know you said they're a South Florida organization, but they went from like 2 sponsors and now they have at least you and Skurzo, and do they have more?
They there are 2 unannounced players.
So that's 4 new ones. So like, what do they?
Yeah,
is
and
it
they have
just-
Vu and Moth as well. But
Yeah,
but
Boom off from Florida they've had for a while, but that's I think pretty common. You know, you sponsor some
yeah.
local players, but then you just expand pretty heavily. Do you know like what's their deal? I don't know. I assume you know.
Yeah, that would be a fair assumption that I would know. I don't really know. They were like, yeah, we wanted to expand out of region, out of South Florida. And so they've been talking to a variety of people and picked up me and Skurzo and 2 unnamed people. But yeah, they run tournaments down there and have like ultimate players.
Okay.
But I think only South Florida ultimate players currently, but I think that is also looking to be expanded. But yeah, they run tournaments down there. We'll be doing like some content stuff potentially.
Oh, so they're going full at it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm in the WhatsApp group chat, so it's a real org. And yeah, so MPGR just came out. Well, it would have just came out if we did this like last week. So it just came out. I got ranked 36.
Congratulations on getting
Thanks.
ranked 36.
That's cool. Yeah, so do you care at all about Hungrybox being ranked 4 and Jmook being ranked 3? Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I think it's probably interesting if you were to look into it, but I didn't really, so I don't know.
Me
Are,
neither.
are you pro automated rankings or what's the word?
Oh, algorithm?
Yeah, algorithm, that's what it is.
So sometimes I'm pro algorithm rankings when it ranks me higher and anti algorithm rankings when it ranks me lower.
Yeah, there's one algorithmic ranking that I think I was on the list, so I'm good with that one. But I think as far as algorithm rankings go, I mean, I think people always dismiss it because they're bad and they don't account for a lot of factors, and that's probably true. But I think what people don't really say is that human rankings are also really bad. So I think it might be a little better, but I mean, I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I think I might be wrong, but I feel like the some of the old, maybe the earlier ultimate PGRs or maybe Smash 4, they had an algorithm ranking and then the panel actually decided the rankings, but it like also showed the algorithm, what the algorithm would have ranked them.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was one that was algorithmic because you know how it says for like
Orion rank.
yeah, exactly. For the Arcadian, when it, it shows all those ads during Melee streams, because I guess we're supposed to care. But it says if you're ranked MPGR or Orion ranked, and I thought for whatever reason I thought that Orion rank was the algorithmic one, but I
I
don't
believe
know.
you're right.
Yeah. So I mean, I think something it could be something like that. But what do they use? Do they use Elo? I mean, I don't know.
I have no idea. I think that it's probably, I think it's really a standard Melee thing of like how we don't change anything. We're like, we've used panelists before, that means we should use panelists now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just think that panelists are really bad, and everyone always talks about how you can't do algorithms well, but you can't do. I don't think you can do panelists very well.
Yeah.
Either, but,
Yeah, I think it is worth exploring.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I could not tell you if I think the rankings are accurate or not, really. at all, especially past like one, I think, maybe two or even two, because I know some of the or algorithmic ones had different like. I think they all had Zane one, but after that, there were other things.
Yeah, and then literally, if the ranking period extended one more week and had
Yeah,
Phantom, then like Cody probably
I,
would have been one.
I mean, I think also, I think general consensus is having summer when you started in March, and there's also a lot of tournaments not going because of COVID was probably kind of silly, and just do the full year one. But whatever. But like 30 to 40, how could you possibly? I get that accurate. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. And I think everyone was complaining about like there's no rankings, and then there's a ranking, and everyone's complaining this is a ranking. Um, and
Do
so
you have
that's.
do you have thoughts about your rank? Do you think it's accurate? Do you
I think that it is a fair ranking based on the results that are included in
and you
it.
think you're better than a lot of people above you
I think that I'm
in the
better.
sense?
I think I'm a bit better than that. I think like I think that I am a bit better than my ranking would suggest. But I also don't really care. It's like cool, right? And stuff, but I much more am happy that I feel like I'm good. That's matters so much more to me than any
Yeah, but
number.
like, what if you just didn't get ranked at all? Then you'd probably be a little mad.
No, I think I didn't know. So I didn't. Oh, I unplugged my headphones. I didn't know if I was gonna get ranked earlier in the season. Eventually, it was like, okay, I'm probably gonna get ranked. Who knows what it'll be? I thought there was like a solid chance of me. There was never really a solid chance, but I would have been okay with it, truthfully.
Yeah,
Um,
sure, sure.
truthfully,
Um,
truthfully.
do you know, was anyone like, I know obviously Mango was stuff, but was anyone like below top 20 mad about their ranking that you know of? I don't think I saw any stuff like that really, or
Um,
mad about not being ranked. I don't really think I saw much salt, maybe besides Mango and the Hungry Box gaming stuff.
yeah, I think fiction. Um,
Fiction said he's just yeah.
and it's like it's fiction is always
The fiction salt was so tame that he basically accepted it. So
yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't say that.
yeah. I think like fiction is gonna keep top 10 level player in his bio, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, that's
As
what
is
I mean.
fair.
He
Um,
said that he's like that's why because everyone is like, oh, I hope I don't have to change my bio, and he's like, that's the beauty of my bio. I never have to change it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think like, and I think Salt would agree that I'm better than them right now. But it's like we're all really close in skill, so it's like, yeah, Bobby. I mean, Bobby beat me in a net play tournament, which is a thing, I guess. Like I
Are you
think I'm
above
a little
Bobby?
better, huh?
Are you above Bobby?
No, I'm
No, I didn't
36,
think so.
Bobby 35, Salt 34, Skurzo 33. Like I think I'm better than all those players a little bit. I think,
Yeah, but those players all have in common that they go to like 19 tournaments a week.
yeah,
I will say, especially Bobby and Skurzo.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Salt too. Salt goes to a lot as well.
Yeah, so it's like I didn't I had usually I'm a person that also goes to a bunch of tournaments and I still went to plenty, but during that ranking period I actually didn't have that many results. Um and overall it's like the PGR, MPGR, it's fine. I'm glad that it makes people think about Melee. That's the best part. Um like the sample size is
Did you have
just
a
too small.
ballot?
Did I have a ballot? I declined to fill it in. I literally did. I was like, I forgot. Actually, what happened? So Practical Task messaged me and was like, "Hey, are you gonna do your ballot?" And I was like, "Wow!" I literally have a half-written message in our DMs saying, "Hey, I don't think I'm gonna do my ballot." Um, so I did not do one. But yeah, because it was like too hard for such little
Yeah.
reward. It's a very thankless job. Um, and I wasn't going to put in an adequate amount of work.
That's why I think the panel, because an adequate amount of work is way too much to ask of anyone, I feel like. So that's why I think, there's a lot of mistakes in the panelist ranking, but I don't know what the mistakes are in this case. And maybe there aren't any. Maybe it's a perfect ranking.
Yeah, maybe. Well, so yeah, tell us about CLMPR, your newly
A
ranked.
PR I got on. Yeah, I mean, I definitely. So Smash Daddy is number one, who is lives in SoCal and lived in SoCal basically during the entire PR. So that's definitely, you know, I guess questionable.
Salt is eligible for Minnesota PR, I believe, because they went to enough
Yeah,
Minnesota
I mean,
melee,
so
but like won't be because
I
but
think the
Smash Daddy
logic,
lived there for a little.
yeah, the logic was that he was staying here for about a month or so, but he wasn't. He was like staying with his cousin or brother or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I just think like I think it's they should just formalize the requirements or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then is it the amount of tournaments or do you have to live here for a month? Is that like the minimum amount? Because I would love to be able to check, and I know I can, but I just haven't. I don't know. You might have went to about as many tournaments as Smash Daddy as well.
I know I was not eligible for the mid lane invitational.
Right. I mean, if they did let you, if they made you eligible for that, then you could have gone to a monthly, and that's two more, and you probably at least would have had as much as Smash Daddy. But I mean, as far as his ranking, he definitely deserved number one. He beat everyone. He beat me 3 times. He beat Skurzo twice. I think Michael's the only one to take a set off him, but still won that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skurzo is two because he basically farms regionals, and also majors. But he won like multiple. He won the Botany regional. He also won this Rhode Island regional or New Hampshire,
Connecticut CT GamerCon, I believe.
Yeah, okay. So he won multiple regionals. I think Gamal was on it too, where he beat Ginger, and so he definitely deserved number two. In region, I think probably since he had a negative record to me, if they just looked at in region, they probably would have made him below me. But definitely from out of region, he deserves it. And then I'm three, which I don't think I deserve. I think three should be Mech for basically the same reason as Skurzo, who has much better out of region results than me, which they specifically said they did count. But I think because I was up on the head to head with Mech, I was above him, which I don't know. I don't really think I should have been because he like beat Axe, he beat Logan, he beat someone else at that tournament where he beat Logan that I don't remember, which is like, I don't know. I mean, I beat you, but Mech also beat you. And
True.
Mech was 1-0 versus you, and I was 1-2, I think, or maybe 1-1. No, 1-2. So I don't really understand that, but maybe because I went to more tournaments, I'm not really sure.
Did he have any like bad in region losses or anything?
Mech? I mean, yeah, Mech lost to Machu once, I think, but I had bad in region losses too. I lost to Q twice. I lost to D. My negative records were to Yoshi, Doc, and Samus. I think those were my only negative records. So yeah, but Mech definitely has a Machu loss, which isn't great. I don't really know.
Was Mech 4?
No, Mech is not even 4, which is also crazy. Michael also, which I also think there's an argument for Michael being above me too, but Michael went to like nothing. So I guess they considered activity, which maybe they considered for me and Mech. But Michael, I played Michael once and he beat me. Michael, like I said, was the only person to take a set off Smash Daddy. It took him a few tries for sure, but it also took me a few tries and I didn't do it. But he only went to a few tournaments, so I don't know. But I was pretty shocked that Mech was as low as 5. And then after that, I don't know the rest of the PR. Maybe Pleba's next? Not really sure.
Definitely possible.
But yeah, that's the CLM PR, which I assume everyone really cares about.
Yeah, Chicagoland Melee. Woo!
But, well, I guess that leads into the next thing, the CLM PR, which I guess I'll wait for you to put it on the ticker.
Tournament results, yuck.
So two people I didn't mention that were, I don't know, they're definitely on the PR somewhere, but not in the top 5. Just Joe and Q, who both basically are legends. So Just Joe, part of the reason he was pretty low last year was because, or last PR was because he would go laserless Falco in some tournaments. Do you know that actually?
I didn't know he did that in tournament. I know. Yeah. I've heard legends of Joe's laserless Falco, but I didn't know it was like a tournament thing ever.
No, he goes in tournaments basically versus like Ferocity. He went laserless Falco versus Enrique in Grands versus Killablue in Grands of a mid lane once, and he like dropped a set but still won the tournament, and that's just like counted on the data. And I think he mostly does it at scrims, but that's just counted, and I don't think I don't think those are weighted. I mean, they're definitely less prestigious than mid lane, but as far as PR goes, I don't think they're weighted any differently. And he's still doing it now. I don't think he's lost a set with Laserless Falco this PR period, but last weekly in Grands versus Ferocity, he went Laserless Falco. I think he won like 3-2, right? So it's not even like game 5 he would switch to Fox. No, he's just still Laserless Falco. But so Just I think was like barely top 10 or maybe just outside of top 10. And he's a Fox main, I guess, for, whatever. And so at the regional yesterday, +1, the regional 3 days ago, we need some space. He got 5th. He beat Ben, I guess just Ben, really, but still he beat Ben. That's a really good win. He beat Ben. He got reverse 3-0'd by Fiction and Grab, which are both pretty impressive. And then Q, also, who's on the lower end of the PR, in the Chicago PR, also got 5th, also beating Ben, and also beating Reeve. So that's pretty impressive. I got 9th, losing to Marth and Marth.
Beat Essie.
Grab and Reeve, and I did beat Essie, which is actually, I think it's my best win not in region.
Sick. She played Fox, I imagine.
No, she played Sheik the first 3 games and Fox game 4.
Okay.
I think she's mostly Sheik now. It's my best win not at a local A is what I meant. But yeah, she kind of killed herself a lot as Sheik. Because we played some friendlies and her Sheik was definitely doing pretty well versus me before the tournament. But then yeah, she kind of killed herself, and I also played a little bit better. But yeah, so I guess that's okay. Yeah, so my last 20 stat, I've been to, I think, 4 regionals or bigger in the past 3 months or so, and 6 of my 8 tournament losses are to Marth, which is pretty funny. So yeah, but I'll get there. Anyway, that's my tournament results last weekend.
Yeah, I played in a net play tournament. Mango Nation.
Why did you go to We Need Some Space?
It's just like was far and expensive. It mostly just expensive and far. Yeah, I thought about it because it had a big pop bonus.
Pop bonus.
Yeah. If
you is like a millionaire now.
Okay, but I'm like a millionaire too, but a crypto millionaire.
Oh yeah, that's true. You actually probably made way more money.
Yeah. I've got Bitcoin out the wazoo.
If there wasn't the Mango tournament, would you have gone?
No. It just was far and expensive, and I had just been driving a lot. I drove to Pennsylvania with my dad last week, 20 hours each way.
I feel like that's never stopped you, but
yeah, I definitely went to Sunshine but right before then, and I'm gonna be going to Run Don't Walk this weekend, which is an 8-hour drive. Yeah, you should go.
It's like an 8-hour drive.
Larf and Reg.
Okay.
But yeah, so Mango Nation Crypto Tour, 90 ping sets with everyone except Bobby and Palpa. Lost a dog shit set to Bobby in winners quarters.
Weird. Why is the ping so bad? I mean, I guess because Mexico is allowed and stuff, but I know the regions are pretty split more than normal in tournaments.
Arkansas in basically every tournament is East Coast, which it also is not East Coast, but what are you gonna do? And it was considered Southwest, so like Arizona, and also because it's Arkansas where I live, the internet is dog shit. So that's a big factor just in general. So it's like, yeah, if I was in Arkansas but there was better internet available, it'd probably be a bit better. But even so, it was like stable 80, 90 ping sets, which is like whatever. But yeah, lost to Bobby in winners, and then was like, damn, this sucks so much. Played a bunch of people, don't even want to talk about the sets really, because it was just like, wow, Fox is OP on net play, except for versus Palpa. I think I played decently solid. I think he could have played better. And then in grand finals,
one of those games.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. The first Streamline game.
Yeah. I started playing really tight. Also, so I guess if we rewind real quick to the Friday before Sunshine. I played Alex, the legendary young puff main from Missouri, and he won versus me in winners, and I should have lost the tournament. Holy shit! I should have lost in losers finals to Slow King.
Slow King. I didn't see the set, but I saw the picture.
I reverse 3-0'd him. Goddamn. I'm sorry to him, but happens. And then in set 1 of Grands versus Alex, game 5, he was up 3 stocks to 1, very solid lead, should have defeated me, but got impatient. Just like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the game that I like. It's his game to lose, right? It's like, I can't really play to my win conditions in the same way as I would if it was like an even match, I guess. But he got impatient and then let me kill him.
But what do you tell yourself in those spots?
I'm like, okay, I am able to like win the interactions repeatedly enough to win this potentially.
Is that what you tell yourself? That sentence? I am able to win
Kind of.
Basically focus on one interaction at a time.
Yeah, just focus on like, I know that if I play solid, it's doable. And like, I have to capitalize on his impatience, because it's so hard to get like meaningful hits versus Puff, right? If Puff isn't letting you get meaningful hits, then like it's really hard to get them. Like, Hungrybox is if Hungrybox decides it's time to not get hit for a while, you can't do much about it. And so it was like, I think really what carried me to that win was like my tournament experience. That was Alex's 5th LAN tournament.
Sure, but what about versus Slow King? I mean, he's got a bunch of tournament experience too. Are you telling yourself the same thing, or is it different versus Puff?
It was a little different versus Slow King. So it is different versus Puff, because versus Falco, I can kind of be like, okay, punish game, I get a hit and I can take it to a stock. Whereas Puff, not so much that.
Is that what you tell yourself? Like, okay, get a hit and get a stock? Or I'm just, like, what is going through your mind?
Yeah. So I was really down. I don't think I could have won the Slow King set just off of that. He killed himself, and then it was like, okay, this is actually far more doable now. But it's like, yeah, if it's a matchup where I can have like punish game and just like get a 0 to death, then it's like, okay, let's play solid, not get hit, look for like a safer opening. Like, I'm gonna try, like, which I kind of always should be looking for. Like, okay,
well, it does seem like in both situations you're making sure that you're playing safe and taking what you can get.
Yeah, exactly. Let them give you what they will give you.
Definitely when I'm up 3 stocks to 1, I think the same thing, like, don't force it, right? Like, just don't force it. Like, I was up 3 stocks to 1 versus Toast, and I know that he's just looking for, I beat Toast. That's actually biggest win, because he 3-0'd me last time. I was up 3 stocks to 1 game 3 versus Toast. And I'm just like, I know he's just trying to get me, just don't give him anything for free. And then I almost lost, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't almost lose, but I almost lost.
Yeah, I think that.
But down 3 stocks to 1, I think I don't really. It depends, and I don't think I do think the best things there.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people kind of do the inverse, where it's like, if you're down, it's like, oh, I gotta make something happen.
Yeah.
And if you're up, it's like you can play safer. But
like, I don't even know. Maybe versus Puff it's different. I'm not really sure. But I think versus Spaceys, I'd probably not consciously, but like subconsciously think like, okay, I can get kills off an opening, so I need to force a big opening, and then I force it. But it should be I can get kills off of an opening, so let an opening come to me.
Yeah. That's basically.
So this all started, you were talking about your tournament run, and then
I was talking about my tournament run at Mango Nation. Palpa, yeah. But yeah, and then I brought up Alex, and yeah, so won that tournament, whatever. Alex should have won. Afterwards, Alex was like, I should have won if I didn't get impatient. And I was like, yeah.
Is that really what he said?
He said it in like a nice way, where he was literally like, and whatever. But yeah, that, basically, and I was like, yeah, you're 100% right.
He,
But you lost,
he said it's
haha.
he said it's his fifth LAN tournament. How old is he? He's like
17,
17.
almost 18.
Is he
Um,
is he gonna travel more when he like is he gonna go to college? Did you know?
no
Did you get his
idea.
life story? No.
Nope, did not hear his life
I
story.
asked Thomas if Alex was gonna be at We Need Some Space, and he said yes because he thought I was referring to coffee. And then I got there and I talked to St. Louis and I was like, "Where's Alex?" And they're like, "Alex isn't here. What are you talking about?"
Coffee beat Essie,
Coffee
right?
also beat Essie, yeah.
Double
Reverse
elimination.
3-0.
Oh, wow.
Apparently Essie kind of threw a little bit from what I heard. But you know, it's definitely a really good win.
Yeah,
And
happens.
Essie kind of threw versus me too. But I think, yeah, Coffee is not very good versus Sheik, so definitely a really good win.
Yeah. So Sunshine happened, whatever. I won that tournament over Bobby Frizz and Salt, or who I beat. Whatever. Fox, cool. Mango Nation, me versus Bobby Big Balls. Very fun game, 10 grands. Worth watching, maybe, even, if you want to watch it, if you like Zamu, Bobby Big Balls sets. Yeah, Melee, cool. That'll be a set that like I will do some analysis of.
You
Eventually.
said you were like hating life, and then you ate, and then you felt better.
Yeah, yeah. So I like hadn't eaten much that whole day, because I'm stupid, and then I lost in winners and like had to wait a bit, and but I didn't. There was some miscommunication with the like production people, and like Mango and Vish going to the actual place together, and like
Mm-hmm.
we I was at the point when I was told, yeah, you'll be playing in 10 minutes. From that point, which was already me waiting for an hour or an hour and a half, from the 10 minutes to go mark, I waited, I think, another 90 plus minutes. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but then I beat Logos
Do
3
you think it
0.
affected your like? Do you think it affected your play that you had to wait longer, or do you think you were like annoyed, but then you were just playing when you were playing?
I
And then
mean, I was expecting to get destroyed.
so,
Um,
but you thought it would affect your play, but do you think it affected your
I
play?
thought it would affect my play, and it didn't really, because I just wanted it to end quick. And like basically, it could have affected my play more depending on how the first game started. But the first game, I like almost four stocked Logos, so then it was just like, okay, let's just win really quick so I can go eat some food. And then I won really quick and went and ate some food, felt way better. Yeah, and
Do you
then
think it affected Logos's play? I
yeah,
mean,
I think a little bit probably. I don't really know.
definitely a skill to not let those stuff affect you in tournaments because they happen probably more on LAN than online anyway. So.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Mango won SmashCon with Fox. Skurzo did good at SmashCon with Fox. That's your Fox News tournament results.
Right.
So, IRL and net play, they don't
Like,
count. And they
you kind of
count.
spoiled the thing. Yeah, I mean, you say what you wanted to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I did spoil it because I couldn't figure out how to fit in here. Like, I was gonna say IRL colon real or fake question mark, net play real or fake in the reverse order, but it didn't all fit, so I spoiled it. Neither count, and they both count, but neither is the more provocative one. So yeah, but part of this was like at the Mango Nation tour event, I beat Spark, who, if I beat on LAN, is a win I would have been very proud of. I do not have any pride in that win. It is completely, I hope that he feels it is as meaningless as I feel it to be. And like, it was just like, all of that was just like such whack play. It was like, this is not reflective of anyone's skill on LAN, is how it felt. It's just like such a different game when the ping is that high. But if it's at the end of the day, the important part about any given set is like the interactions that happened and how they happened. And that's like what is interesting. And you can have, and that's why like you'll have shit sets in real life or on net play where you win or lose, and who cares? It's not like you showed that you had gotten better or showed that you are like learned new things or anything. It's like, cool, that can go on the head-to-head spreadsheet, I guess, but it doesn't mean anything to me, and that's the only person I care about.
I mean, in theory, that's great, and I agree. In theory, that's how it should be. That everything counts. I mean, this is what you said, right? It all counts as much as you want it to, as much as it counts for you, right? If you had a bad set with Spark or it was a lot of ping and you're just not going to count it internally, then that's fine. And your Bobby set was a good set and stable connection, then you can count that and you learn things. And then the same thing for LAN, right? My whatever controller, like, or he was playing badly, I'm not going to count it, right? But in theory, obviously there's a lot of ego involved, and then obviously you get to things like rankings where things literally count or not, and it's hard to separate it. Do you think you do a good job of separating it? Like if you play a shitty LAN set, like for whatever reason it was shitty control, like external factors or something, do you not count it internally?
I've gotten good about that recently. I think in the past
Give
like
an example
few months.
of a set you didn't count that you
Um,
lost. It's easy to not count your own wins.
it is.
But a set you lost where you were like, nah, it doesn't count, but like not saltily.
Um, I don't. Maybe. So I think so. The not saltily maybe makes my one example. Change of when I lost to Mech at mid lane.
Right.
Like I was salty after it, but I think I was also don't feel like I internally count it, not due to me being salty, but due to like it was like Mech 1. I it's just like, okay, cool. This was not indicative of anything in my mind. It's like I do need to be better about not playing like complete dog shit and like being better, and I need to like be more there and everything.
Yeah. You said to me that if you lost a single game in grand finals and if it wasn't a 6-0, you would consider it a loss.
Yeah, and I
Definitely
lost.
not saltily.
Yeah, I mean, I was salty. I was okay, yeah, no, I haven't really. I've been losing sets where I feel like good about the loss, which is cooler.
Yeah, of course, that's better.
Like losing to Toussaint. They beat me twice at Trail Invitational, and it was like it didn't make me feel like, oh, I'm bad. It was like, okay, I have a lot of stuff to work on, and I didn't deserve to win, and I did deserve to lose.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. And again, it's also easy to discount net play sets as well, but it's also, yeah, I mean, what does count even mean, right? So
Yeah, it kind of goes back to like what are rankings. Like, sure, the rankings maybe they're accurate, but also like what is KJH ranked? I don't care. I think he's really good.
yeah,
That's like the real answer. It's like I don't care what KJH is ranked, and I don't think it's very indicative of his skill. Um,
yeah, but it's definitely hard, I think, ego-wise, to draw the line and just be like, all right, well, I'm here to learn. I'm here to have a good set and pick up things and improve, and whatever happens, it's irrelevant. I mean, it's relevant for my future, but like the result is irrelevant. Like that's ideal. That's ideal. You don't care about the result, you care about the improvement, but I don't know, it's basically impossible.
it's hard, for sure. I think I think that it's harder to make it to like not have it count towards your ego if it's like yeah, I only lost because of my controller, or like that sort of idea,
Yeah.
um as opposed to it like I don't know what it's opposed to, but just like a loss where it's like this loss doesn't have any bearing on my validation or feeling towards my own skill, which is like kind of the mech loss, except for I did feel like I was the worst player ever. So not really that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe optimally is just not counting anything internally, right? So it's like even sets where things go well, or like things, it was a good set, you know, like with Bobby, or even if it was on land, like it doesn't count for anything. It's just, this was a good set and I'm learning,
Yep.
and then I'm moving forward. But it's
Completely
tough.
agree. Completely agree. Anything else on this topic? I do think it's something that could kind of be talked about forever and kind of be talked about for 30 seconds.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is what's chat saying, or is that, are we not supposed to bring up chat?
Um, Shabu is so good at asking questions that make you rethink your life. So true.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, I guess we can move on then.
let's move on. So next, melee deep dive ledge dash. Specifically, I didn't know how to phrase this. Is gonna say like ledge dash in the Fox Ditto. Ledge dash is overrated, something like that. But yeah, I want to talk about ledge dash in the Fox Ditto because I think that it is often overrated, kind of in general, but in the Ditto especially. Like, I hate it when people talk about, bro, Fox Ledge Dash is so OP. On Yoshi's story, you just get center stage for free.
Is that a hacks impression?
No, that was just like a dumbass impression.
Anyway, why? Well, I guess I have a few questions, but why do you think it's overrated, and why versus Fox specifically?
Um,
Um, Start with that.
Versus Fox specifically, just because I don't want to talk about more matchups right now. But I think it's kind of just overrated as a general thing. While being super good, just people like will talk about like less so now a little bit, but people talk about like Fox has an advantage once he grabs ledge. And in a way, sure, if you both are right in the corner, the person that's just standing in the corner probably is in a better position if they wave dash back to ledge. And then you have to give up the tiniest bit more space, but they're still cornered and you are still winning. Ledge,
Yeah, I don't think most people would say Fox has an advantage on ledge. I definitely, you know, maybe a few years ago,
yeah,
but I don't think people are saying that.
definitely not. But just people, ledge dash options kind of being thought of as unfair because you get Gallant. It's like you can do an invincible up smash. And instead of thinking about it as like, this is such an OP option or unfair, it's just like, it's just an option in the game. Let's like move on and play the game. And it's like, okay, so you know that's a good option. So maybe instead of like trying to run at the opponent and disrespect their ledge dash, maybe like bait out the ledge dash up smash and punish it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, all that is obviously, you know, not really. It's not really a hot take. I want to hear the hot take stuff. I mean, maybe it is, but it doesn't sound. I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that.
Yeah, I don't think that I have any disagreeable thoughts about this. Just
Come up with some.
yeah. I mean, Fox on the ledge is actually bad, or that I do think is kind of true. Like characters on the like, it's just don't be in the being cornered is bad. But I guess people, I might be making up a person, but people think that like the advantage you get from putting Fox on the ledge, especially in the Ditto, is not sufficient for what has to be done. Like if you do you remember when Pipsqueak?
I might disagree with that, but go on.
When Pipsqueak was talking about like like if you have the lead in the Ditto, playing at a spacing to where if you get running shined, you get hit to the ledge, being like then you just get the ledge, which is fine. And I think it is pretty fine, but it's still worse than just being that. It's still like worse than being where you were before getting shined.
Of course, sure, that's true, but I think like if when you're playing a matchup like the Fox Ditto, which is what you said you're talking about, being on ledge as the whole advantage that you get, I would say that's almost negligible.
So in a way,
It's not an advantage or a disadvantage, whichever one you're Fox you're referring to, but I think it's definitely negligible. Like, yeah.
I think that it leads to a situation where you can have a better like
Sure.
a better
I mean,
chance of getting a
it's not
hit.
bad. Like I'm okay if I get a running time that pushes them to ledge, but I'm not gonna play a neutral in the Fox Ditto in a way that like my big opening is pushing them to the ledge. Like that's just obvious, and you're not going to do that either.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's I feel like what Pipsqueak is saying. So
But well, so it's because like running shine is one of your less committal options as Fox, and
I
so
mean, also running shine is a whole different thing because sometimes you don't actually get sent to ledge anyway. Like
yeah,
even if you're there, which is very
yeah,
relevant, I think.
yeah, definitely. My main thing with this is like if you've shined them to the ledge, now they're on the ledge and are gonna ledge dash. Now their options are much more finite, even if not theoretically, but like in practice, their options end up being a lot more finite. They're gonna ledge dash up tilt, ledge dash dash back, ledge dash nair, ledge dash full hop, ledge dash shield, ledge dash roll, so on. But it's like the timing of the choice of option is the same. It's right after the ledge dash. And so then like your counterplay as the fox that has put them onto the ledge, now you can make a read and like you can make the read in like a pretty safe way. Like if you're gonna do a full hop or go on the platform reading like a ledge dash turnaround up tilt, which you also can like bait out. It's not like you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna stand on the platform and hope they do this. It's like I'm gonna make it look like this ledge dash turnaround up tilt will hit me. And then double jump wave land on the side plat and then shield drop up air it or whatever, which you wouldn't do if they ledge dash dash back. You just like now you're on the platform and dash back into center. And so I think that the fact that the fox that has to ledge dash has a like static timing of their option choice is a larger factor than it's thought of as.
I think a good way to kind of say what you're saying, and I agree with that. When I played Fiction at Smash and Splash, 4, 3, 5, I don't know. Is there even a 5?
Yeah, that was the last one, I think.
Okay, so I think that's the one. All he did was he just dash danced in center stage and full hopped versus my ledge dash. So basically, if I did a ledge dash nair, which I did multiple times because I'm bad, he just bared it on reaction. And if I did anything else like ledge dash dash back or ledge dash dash dance, he just stayed in center. So it's like either he gets center stage or he gets a free hit. So like no matter what, he's getting the advantage, like at least some small advantage. And it's on YouTube, so that's probably watchable. But yeah, so he was just taking almost like no risk, and then that's like the least risk, and then you could do other stuff like you're saying and actually try to punish some of the non-committal options like the dash back or the up tilt or things like that.
Yeah, I think
but, like you could play in a way where it's 100%. You get at least corner.
Yeah, I think that with that you're kind of right about the fact that like so I think everything I said is true, but also if that situation was coming from you doing like a like Fiction doing a more committal running shine at you that's sending you into the ledge, then it's like the risk you had to take to do the running shine is probably not really, the reward is not as good as if you just get a tech chase off it or like whatever else.
Yeah,
but
that's
clearly,
what I was saying from the beginning. I think the reward for sending someone to a ledge for a running shine is not good enough in general.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair. I think that people do not play the ledge dash situations when you're pressuring someone's ledge dashes very well in the Fox Ditto pretty often. I think people give a lot of free hits and don't get hits often enough.
I was thinking the opposite, which also is the same, but I was thinking that people are pretty bad out of ledge dash.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Specifically, like they'll do maybe one or two options with the same sort of tempo every time, and it's somewhat easy to deal with a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I guess it's probably both of them. And then there's all the other non-ledge dash options.
Yeah.
Which aren't really much as Fox, to be honest. It's kind of just Laserland.
Laserland, aerial from ledge.
Yeah, aerial from ledge, I guess, but they have to be close by for that, which is very relevant. But the SFAT ledge dash is also, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, in a way, a similar thing to like ledge dash back in the way you can interact with it, except for ledge dash, like it's harder to, you can't really like read the SFAT ledge dash in the same way that you can read a ledge dash back because of like the tempo.
It's a little bit different. Like if you do like an overshot nair to punish ledge dash back, I think sometimes depending on how much you overshot it, it would hit the dash back, but it would miss the SFAT ledge dash. But there's also, which, I mean, it's really relevant for Marth on the ledge, which is something DreadFox told me, but like I think all foxes will ledge dash or do anything right as soon as they can, as soon as they can move off the ledge, so they have the most invincibility. But like a big thing that Marths do is they'll stay on the ledge a little bit longer. So if you're trying to aerial, like as fox, you're trying to aerial them getting up from the ledge, then you don't have invincibility, but you do like a double jump up air after they do the aerial, just because you just stayed on the ledge, so you didn't get off at that tempo. And I don't know, maybe there's something there that fox can do as well, but ledge dash is still really good.
Yeah, it is still really good.
But like the SFAT ledge dash in that tempo could be pretty good, I think.
Yeah,
because you're not really getting invincibility anyway when you're doing that.
yeah, I think that could also have some merit with like doing an aerial from ledge, but like after staying on ledge a little longer than expected.
Yeah, that would like beat, if I'm reading ledge dash dash back, it could beat that basically. I don't know if the people know what the
SFAT ledge dash is like when you like do a wave. It's like waveland down onto the stage.
Yeah, that's good.
As opposed like a ledge dash, but waveland down instead of waveland
basically
forward.
as close to the corner as you can.
Yeah, and usually usually no gallant, unless you're zealot. Zealot does gallant there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is there something that prompted you to think this?
No, not really. I just was like, this is something that I think is kind of interesting, and in the past I've talked about it, and it's like, things, so I thought it would be a pretty fun thing to talk about, and I think it was a pretty fun thing to talk about. There's definitely more interesting stuff to have talked about, but it was picking something,
Yeah.
So I think we can finish that, and we can also skip this one. I'll just show it because, Z jump. Is it immoral and unethical? Who's to say? Not us.
You're like a month late on this.
I know.
Okay. No one's talking about that anymore. Like no one.
Yeah, I know.
No one really even cared when they were talking.
Yeah,
about
I know. Also,
no.
I think we don't really need to talk about this. I think this can be saved for another time.
We sort of did a little bit. Well, I
we
kind of
did.
asked what you thought in specific spots, but there's whole game plans and stuff too that we can talk about some other time, because I think that it is interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So now we will go to the Twitch chat. Do y'all have any questions or comments or anything you'd like us to talk about? Now we just get to like wait.
Oh, Daniela's here.
Daniela is here. Rectangles. Yuck.
That's Kata.
That is
right?
Kata. Yeah.
We could also, that's also a topic we could talk about.
Melee Online. Has tyranny gone too far in the Melee community?
But should we just talk about rectangles instead?
Yeah. So Shabo, do you know about the Kirby dash attack off platform into boost? It's like boost grab.
Yeah, I know that. It's just into a grab. You just take your hands off your controller and you grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you dash attack off the platform, then
then when you land, it's so sick. It's so sick. Rectangles. Who cares? I think parity with GameCube controllers is good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like everyone kind of agrees that there should be more, but like no one's really doing anything. But I kind of agree. I stopped having
Venus.
opinions on these things after the one Melee like controversy thing, which was wobbling, which I was very pro, got banned. I just decided not to have opinions on any of this stuff anymore.
Is frame 1 or box power level preferable?
Isn't box just definitely nerfed more, right? It seems like are the nerfs correct? I don't know. It seems like, but it should be nerfed in some way, right?
Yeah, I think that it is preferable, but also probably not executed in the best way, for sure. But yeah, do you think single trigger users are just being silly? You're a single trigger user.
And yeah, I think it is kind of silly. Not really that silly, but mostly I think power shielding is probably the main thing it's silly for.
Yeah.
I think other than that, I don't think I'm losing anything.
I mean, I'm a single trigger user, essentially. I use my right trigger just for power shielding.
There, I mean, okay, so.
Yeah. Fox does a okay, thoughts on the whole Ukraine invasion. Personally, I'm not a big fan. Emmy, I agree. Not a big fan. Um, Fox does side B from ledge. He and I are both at low percent on FD. What should I as Pikachu do to react to this dumb option? I think CC dash back out of crouch grab is correct, but it you can't be too close. If you're too close to the ledge, then you don't have time to get there. So it matters your spacing from ledge. But yeah, that's right. And also even so, maybe doing like if you're not there close enough to get the true punish, like dash back out of crouch into dash dance, try to bait out a spot dodge or something that gives you a higher chance of getting the grab. Because grab is such a high reward option if Fox is at low percent on FD.
I think the most important thing is probably where you're positioning yourself before the ledge dash or the Arcadian ledge dash. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really going to comment too much about what the best option is, but I think you need to position yourself in a way that, you know, is safe versus ledge dash if you are respecting ledge dash or if you're not. And then if you know you can't get to it, like Zamu said, making sure you don't try too hard or bait out something, etc.
Yeah. Do you use both triggers to wave dash out of shield? I only do that if I power shield. If I power shield with R, I will wave dash with L because I wave dash with L always. But usually I will wave dash out of shield with one trigger. And you can ask anything. We don't have to answer anything though.
Yeah, but the thing is, Venus, like if you're not respecting their ledge dash because you think they're an Arcadian, like that you think they're willing to do, they're an Arcadian level and they're not going to do good ledge dashes, you might be closer because you might try to like whiff punish a bad ledge dash, which is all relevant, and you have to, you know, evaluate that risk reward yourself and think about where you want to stand and what's more likely, etc.
Yeah, and if you're really reading it, then even at low percent, unless it's like such low percent that if you nair them they just grab ledge, then like trying to hit them off of the stage is probably good. Left trigger to wave dash, and if I use left trigger to wave dash and light shield and right trigger for shielding and ledge dashes and Z for L cancel and swap to clawing Y for instant aerials, except for I claw with X for shine turnaround bear, does my control scheme scare you? That's a little weird, but that's fine.
I mean, I think I do pretty similar jumping, so I don't think it's that crazy.
You use X for stuff.
Sometimes I need to figure. I forget which button is which. I use Y for instant aerials, and then I claw. Okay, when I claw, I also use Y. I use X if I'm jumping and then doing like a late aerial. So,
like full hops. That aren't a lot. Do you claw full hops much?
I claw full hops most of the time, actually.
Me too.
But if I'm not clawing.
L cancel with R.
Why? Okay, let me rephrase. Clawing with X is a little bit nuts. I'm a little bit scared about that because I didn't know which one was Y and X.
Yeah.
Clawing with X is a little scary, I will say.
Do you think you'd get along better with Fox, Falco, or Slippy?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah, Fox. Y'all's method for SDI out of first hit up air. Yeah, how do you SDI up throw up air?
Why was Kata timed out?
I don't know. It's probably a Melee Online moderator. Yeah.
What was the question? Which one was it?
How do you SDI out of first hit up air?
In what situation?
I said up throw up air, but just in general.
I mean, I wiggle up basically most of the time. Is that what you do? I feel like I don't really try too hard to SDI out of up airs unless it's at kill percent, and then it's SDI up.
Yeah, it really depends. So sometimes I will do one input, like one strong confident input to the side. Sometimes I'll wank DI very regularly, like
yeah.
And then it depends a lot on the spacing. The spacing determines what direction. Like if they're doing it in a way where like say you get up thrown onto the Yoshi's top plat. Then I'm like SDIing up just with my thumb. There's a little echo.
Yeah, I think that's similar. Yeah, 9 to 12 and 12 to 3. Yeah, that's basically what I do most of the time. But Fox, I think specifically sometimes wants to go more side, like the strong, confident input to the side off of like platform up airs, which I don't do. But you definitely should do that.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Maybe one or two more questions because Just Joe is gonna be gaming with
Oh no, he's
Shabosi.
not coming till later.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, then we can have a few more questions. What was the most impactful game for you growing up aside from Melee? If Melee was even an impactful game for you growing
Yeah,
up.
it's funny because of that. Melee definitely wasn't an impact. I didn't play Melee growing up at all, but I also didn't really play any video games growing up. So I guess I played like most of the video games I played were like sports games with my stepbrother, like Madden. I played Subspace Emissary with my stepbrother too, but never like actually brawled, just Subspace Emissary. Um, so I guess one of those. I'll say brawl and Subspace
No
Emissary.
Tetris or Minesweeper?
I mean, I played no, not growing up. I played Tetris in college, but
Mm-hmm.
Minesweeper also in college. Maybe Mario Party I played at my friend's house a lot. I mean, impactful though. I don't know.
Yeah,
Fun, I
impactful
guess.
is a deep word, you know? I'm trying to think of for me, I guess since I can't pick Melee, it's probably like I guess really it's probably like a Pokemon game because that got me more into the Pokemon trading card game, but really which was very impactful for me because that's like how I started traveling to tournaments for that when I was like 9. Um but other than that, RuneScape was the first video game I played, I believe, when I was like 4 or 5, 4 or Pokemon Blue. Um but yeah, other than that, maybe Minecraft when I was in like 5th grade or so. Played that a lot. Explain the X claw. Imagine if your index was on Z, you move it to the. Yeah, Ryan, that sounds
Yeah,
terrible.
that's the
That's what you
thing,
do
right?
with Y.
Your second knuckle's already on Y when you do that, so it's just like much easier. You just have more control over that part of your finger, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. What got y'all into Melee and what made y'all go with Fox as your main?
I guess I'll. So I, in college, I guess I don't know, my sophomore or junior year, probably my sophomore year. I played Smash. My friend had Smash 64, and we played that a lot. And then eventually we got Project M, and then I played that a lot, and eventually went into Melee. I don't. I think it's because so I was just trying out a bunch of characters in Project M, and then I started playing Fox in Melee or in Project M, and I was like a little bit better with that. And then it's like, well, if I'm gonna play Fox in Project M, I may as well play Fox in Melee. It's actually not really true because I definitely started with other characters in Melee too. I don't really know how I transferred from Project M to Melee. I think I just kind of played both in college, and then once I got to Illinois, I just it was mostly Melee. Why I played Fox? Yeah, I don't know. I think trying a bunch of characters and it was just the one that I had the most fun with, slash was the best with, and then knowing that he was like the best also helped. You know.
I remember you told me that it like unlocked a memory in my brain that you told me that at least at some point you felt like you could solo practice better with Fox.
Hmm. Oh, that's a good right. Before I got to Illinois or UIUC, I knew I was going to play Melee because like I knew there was a scene here. And I didn't know how to solo practice, but I knew I could come up with ways because I kind of was like a Fox slash Falco slash Sheik main. Like I didn't really have mains, but I could figure out ways to solo practice with Fox, so I did that. So that also helped. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, it kind of started with Pokemon trading card game because it's like weirdly kind of adjacent very farly to Melee. But one night I was playing Pokemon in the Union basement where our weeklies were held. But I don't think they were held there yet. And there was like the UIUC Social Gamers Club or some shit was meeting down there, and they had like Halo setups, a bunch of stuff. They had a Brawl Minus setup. on a CRT and everything. So I played some Brawl Minus. Brawl Minus leads you to PM because it's another Brawl mod. PM leads you to Melee. Went to my first tournament I tried to go to was a PM tournament, but it like wasn't happening. Me and Juice showed up to the Union basement and we're like, is the tournament here? They're like, oh, it was canceled or something. And then we left and played PM or Melee at my house or his house. And yeah, and then showed up to a Melee or a PM tournament ran by Mirza. And then Melee. Yeah, and then I was like, well, PM, why play PM when I can play Melee? And then Fox, because I was like, I never wanted to have an excuse for why I lost. I never wanted to be able to blame it on the matchup. Cool. Do you think there is any merit for Fox to play non-interactively in any matchups if the goal is solely to ensure a win? I think that's a kind of loaded question. Loaded is wrong, maybe.
No, I agree. Because it's I don't know exactly how to interpret it, but if the goal is solely to ensure a win, and you think playing I mean, first of all, why isn't that the goal? At least in a tournament set, I feel like that should be the goal. And if you think playing non-interactively is the best way to do it, then yeah, I mean, I think for sure do that. And then, but if the question is, do you think playing non-interactively is the way to ensure a win in some matchups? It depends what you mean by non-interactively. I mean, I think there should be elements of both in probably all matchups, of elements of non-interact, of, you know, not approaching and elements of approaching.
Yeah.
I maybe like low tiers solely non-interactively or something is the way to go, or a way to ensure victory. But I don't know. I think for any like high tier matchup, you can't. There's no like one way to play just to ensure a win. Otherwise,
yeah,
it'd be boring and everyone would just do it.
Yep. I think there are many situations where Fox should play non-interactively. There is, but not. It's not like I think I ever can be really a blanket statement. And also non-interactive is so broad. Like, does jumping from side platform to top platform, if Peach is like under top platform, is that non-interactive? It's like some people would say that, but Peach could up B you, which is interacting with it.
The one I always say is like run forward, wave dash back. Is that like non-interactive? I mean, it's like I'm running forward, so you know you could hit me, so I'm kind of interacting, but then I'm wave dashing back. So yeah.
Specifically playing campy and running away, shooting lasers to avoid interactions. I think not really. I mean, so there is merit. There is for sure merit to where that's fine. Like, it's fine, but I think it basically is just fine. It doesn't seem important enough.
Yeah. I mean, I think in any high tier matchups at least, that can at most be only an element of
play. And then we can Thanos snap all of the characters to where maybe you should just laser them and run away.
Yeah, I would definitely get rid of all like the low tiers and probably most of the mid tiers too. Yeah, that's probably all I would do. I wouldn't touch like Peach or Puff or Ices or anything.
I'd get rid of Ices.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with Ices. I would get rid of like the low tiers and like the Marios.
Yeah, I'm down to keep Yoshi and keep Pikachu.
Yeah, I'd keep. I don't know, Samus maybe.
I'm down to get rid of Samus.
Yeah, I think I could keep Samus. There's stuff I need to learn there.
Well, there's stuff you need to learn there because Samus is in the game.
No, but that's what I think. I don't think it's just specific to Samus stuff. I think there's stuff relative to Samus that I could learn that would improve me overall in Melee.
I think that is a good. That leads us to our last question, posed by me, posed by someone else. Is Samus an honest character?
So many blanket statements. I mean, probably. I guess my answer would probably be that every character is honest and yes, or no characters are honest and no.
Yeah, I think that Samus is a pretty honest character relatively. And I think that's it is
Yeah.
like, what does that mean? It means nothing, but I think that it means what you said of like there are things you can learn from it, that are like actually
I think
applicable
you could play
and
any
interesting.
character in a very honest way. Well, okay, any mid-tier plus character in an honest way or in a non-honest way. Like if you're just sitting there in the center stage crouching, I mean, I don't know. It could also, depending what you mean by honest, you could pretend that's honest. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so, because so much of like honest or dishonest play is just based on the opponent being dumb or not. It's like,
yeah,
is Samus just sitting there crouching, being dishonest? It's like, no, just grab or drill. Like it, but it
dribbles.
maybe it feels
Yeah,
dishonest if it's like it's maybe it'll feel like, wow, this is so dumb. I keep getting CC down smashed when I keep naring the opponent at CC down smash percents. And it's still like, it's not like honest to just sit there and crouch. It's like, this is boring for everyone involved, right? Um, but yeah, cool. Any closing thoughts, final statements? Are you excited for next week, my co-host?
What are we going to talk about next week? Do we have a guest? Do you have something to tease for next week?
That would be a good idea. No. Well, we probably will have a guest. I think it'll be fun to have a guest. Um,
That's good.
and there are a variety of guests that are lined up for the future, kind of. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah, no,
nothing soft confirmed. Yeah.
left and soft confirmed for sure. Um, but yeah, actually, final question: is there a reason y'all pick the color alts that you do? Because I think Shabo has a little bit of a fun
Well, there's a
progression.
few different. I mean, there's a few different reasons. Well, basically, the TLDRs, I think White Fox looks the best. But I think one of the funny things in Champagne is when we had a top four of four foxes, me, Zamu, PRZ, and Fox Capacitor, Fox Cap now. And I was kind of oscillating between blue and white as what I think looked the best. And I basically forced PRZ to switch off blue while I was on my blue phase, and then I forced him to switch off white when I went back to my white phase. But I between blue and white, I think because I think those in a vacuum basically they're like tied of which is the coolest. But I think White Fox looks better with other characters or other
Hmm.
color foxes just in general. Like it matches everything. While Blue Fox sometimes like blue versus green fox doesn't look that great. For example, so that's why it's a slight edge to white. But I think white or blue are very acceptable colors of fox to play. Do
Cool.
you have an answer?
No, I
You used to
play.
play white fox.
Yeah, sometimes I'll
I guess
play.
I also made you switch too.
Yeah,
Maybe.
sometimes. Yeah. Um, well, so something I remember you saying was at some point was like you played White Fox, Leffen was White Fox, and then you were like, I don't want to try to play like Leffen, so Blue Fox, and then you were
I
like,
don't
wait,
think I
I
ever
like
did
White
that.
Fox, so I switched to White Fox again.
Did I do that? Maybe I did. I remember I told Geo because Geo used to be a Hacks fanboy. I told them that they shouldn't think like that, and they should have their own style. And then they switched from blue to red, I think, and
Ah,
now they're white or blue now.
yeah.
Um, but I don't. Maybe I mean I don't know. You have a better memory than I do. So
So,
maybe that was my thought back in the day.
yeah, some at least a little bit at some point because you were like you liked both of them, and then you were
Yeah,
playing
it
blue,
definitely is
but then you
really
were like, I
close.
kind of like white more, but yeah. Yeah, for me, I don't know. Pick red because I'm supposed to be. Zane said I used to play orange. Then someone asked if I was a mango fan, so I switched. That's like I think I play red because it's like mango cool, but also I don't really know. Because I also play all the colors, and I
You kind
started
of
as a
stopped.
green
I think
fox.
last year you played a lot of the colors, but I feel like this year I've only seen you as red.
Yeah, I've played a little white, but I've mostly been playing red just because now it's I feel like that's my color.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, cool. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed watching. Um, I hope you enjoyed talking.
It was not bad. Definitely better than I thought, I think.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Cool. Well, everyone have a good rest of your night, and Shabo, have a good rest of your night. Have good games with Just Joe.
Yeah, I don't even know. He might not actually come today, but
Well, that would be sad. But yeah, I will see people tomorrow if you come to my stream,
okay,
and Shabo will
cool.
not see you tomorrow. But we'll see you next week.
I'll come to your. Oh no, wait, it's a weekly.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, it'll be in the morning. But then you work. Maybe you'll be there.
maybe I'll show up.
Your voice is adorable, Shabo.
Thanks, fam.